Northeast Tonight, brought to you by Oil India Limited, conquering newer horizons.
Hello and welcome to Notice Tonight, the show that decodes the region. Viewers, violence over the passage of the Citizenship Amendment Bill appears to be under control, but protests continue in Assam and elsewhere full swing, and the stage is set for a long-haul legal battle over the validity of the amendment in our citizenship law that has introduced religion also as a criteria for the grant or claim to citizenship. Amidst all this, the demand for bringing the whole of the Northeast under the inner line permit system is gaining momentum. The question now is, will CAB stand legal scrutiny? What can the government do to ease the anti-CAB stir in Assam and elsewhere? Is it really possible for states not to implement CAB? Why can't the centre bring the entire Northeast under the ambit of the inner line system? Because that seems to be the demand now. In simple terms, what is the road ahead? To discuss the subject, I am joined from Imphal by Professor W. Nabakumar from Manipur University. From New Delhi, I am soon likely to be joined by veteran Congress leader Mr. Tarun Gogoi. In Shillong, I have Professor Prasenjit Biswas from Nehu. From Itanagar, I am joined by Tobam Dai, General Secretary of the All Arunachal Pradesh Students' Union. And at our studios in Guwahati, I have former MP Mr. Kirib Chaliha, Professor Rajiv Handik from Guwahati University, and Advocate Syed Burhanur Rahman. Of course, I am also likely to be joined by ASU Chief Advisor Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee and AJYCP General Secretary Palas Changmai. Gentlemen, welcome to Notice Tonight. My first question goes to Professor W. Nabakumar in Imphal. Professor Nabakumar, Citizenship Amendment Bill is now an act of Parliament. It is called the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. There is a lot of uproar in the northeastern region. The union government has said there is nothing to worry about. I understand Manipur University has also joined the protest movement from yesterday. What is going on? What do you think? What is your opening remarks? Professor Nabakumar.
Yes, thank you very much. So what I feel at the moment is that, okay, now CAF has become an act. It has been signed. The bill has been signed by the President of India. But the problem faced by the states in the Northeast India will be a bit different from the problems faced by the other states of the country. In this sense, what I like to convey, or what I'd like to share with all the viewers, is that Northeast India, particularly Assam, has already faced the problem of the invasion of the immigrants. In this respect, Assam has had a very, very wet experience, and the other northeastern states are also having that experience. So, with these ideas in the mind of the Northeast people generally do not like this cave, because after it has become an act, so population invasion will be faced by the people.
Okay, Nabakumar, Professor Nabakumar, hold your thoughts. He's talking about, Professor Nabakumar, I'll come back to you. Population invasion is the general fear in the northeastern region. That is why, despite the central government assurance that Manipur will come under the inner line permit, people are not really without any anxiety. They are still anxious. I'm coming to you, Syed Burhanur Rahman. You are a lawyer. You are yourself, moving a case in the Supreme Court. You have filed a petition on behalf of some Congress leaders from Assam challenging the Citizenship Amendment Bill. My question is, do you think CAB will be able to stand legal scrutiny? That is what everybody is now looking at, because this is going to be a long legal battle. Mr. Tarun Gogoi had also told me earlier in the day he is filing a petition himself. There are several other organizations, including ASU, that have moved the Supreme Court. Your thoughts?
Yes, that's right. We have already filed one petition on behalf of Congress leader Devabrat Saikia and Abdul Khalik and Rupjyoti Kurmi. So that is there. But as far as the legal scrutiny is concerned, we have taken many grounds as far as the law is concerned. Of course, Article 14, everyone is now saying regarding that it's against the equality. That is, of course, the cornerstone of our constitution, and we are making it one of the main grounds that we are harping on. That part is there because Article 14, as per my understanding, limited knowledge, they cannot breach that with this kind of legislature, which is purely based on the religious discrimination that is there. Then subsequently, we have many other grounds, like for example, Assam Accord. We know how it is violated now. It's kind of murder of the Assam Accord. Everyone is talking about it. That cutoff date, you know, with 71 and now 2014. I in fact don't understand the justification. Why 2014? Where is the reasonable? I mean, there has to be a basis to it. Why 2014? There absolutely no nexus, because Article 14, what it says that you have to have a reasonable classification, and there is a concept called intelligible differentia, that they cannot do it just like that.
No, without going into legalese, my simple question, do you think it will be, of course, the government of India would not have gone with such a contentious bill and made it into an act without talking to the best legal minds in the country. Obviously, the government of India is confident that this is going to stand legal scrutiny.
Maybe who have advised them, I don't know, but I was also looking at the debate, in the Rajya Sabha debate, especially Mr. Chidambaram. He dared the government to bring Attorney General, because Attorney General, you know, as per Constitution, Attorney General can participate in the debate of the Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha. And he dared it. Who would advise it? Let Attorney General appear and give the answer to it. But they did not accede to that request.
Okay, they did not accede.
They did not accede. And moreover,
okay.
Yes.
We'll have to wait and watch. Dr. Prasenjit Biswas. Okay, Prasenjit Biswas, I'm coming to you a little while, later on the program. I'm now joined by Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee, Chief Advisor of the All Assam Students Union. Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee, once again, welcome. The issue now is you have already moved the Supreme Court. Now there is a long legal battle on the cards, apart from your democratic modes of protest.
Yes, because we won't accept K. Now it is K. It is not CAB now. It's act. So
let's have the phonoplate. Yes.
Yeah, it is now K. So against K, the non-violent democratic continuous movement will be on. At the same time, legal fight will also be on. So for that, we have already submitted our petition before the Supreme Court of India.
Yeah.
And we are appealing to all the senior advocates of the state of Assam to guide us, to guide the people of our state.
Okay, now what will be your main argument, because you have to be prepared for a very long legal battle. There are several other organizations and individuals who are moving the Supreme Court. Are you confident today, you have spoken to your lawyers, are you confident that you will be able to have a good case in the Supreme Court? It's a solid case it is going to be.
See, we are not lawyers. The advocate knows how to keep this case in the court, in the court, because it's a legal fight. Because it will be purely on the legal point. So the lawyers will be the best to express their mind to you. But in a nutshell, I can say that it's a very good case. Our advocate has said, the senior advocates of our state also, they had also told us, and we had also interacted with the different advocates of our state, the senior lawyers. We had a meeting with them, and everybody has said that it's a good, because
all right. Now,
citizenship cannot be decided on the basis of religion.
Absolutely, Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee. Now, another thing we have been noticed, see, there are 2-3 points. Protests are continuing across Assam, number one. Number two, there are you have already moved the courts, there is a long legal battle. Third, there is also a demand now growing around across the Northeast to bring the whole Northeast under the inner line regulation. Are you also going to seek the court's intervention in doing that?
No, see, the code, it will be a legal battle. That is number one. Against Ka. So, on the other hand, the ASU and NESO, it's a long-standing demand of ASU and NESO that we are demanding inland permit for Assam and Northeast. I had also expressed my mind in your show earlier also. That
Yes.
ASU and NESO, you are demanding inland permit for whole of Northeast because in Assam we need. In Meghalaya, the KSU and GSU, they are demanding. In Tripura, the TSF, they are demanding. AMSU, in Manipur, they had also demanded, but now they are getting inland.
Right.
So as a NESO, NESO is demanding the inland permits should be there for whole of Northeast.
Now, Dr. Samujal Bhattacharjee, before I let you go, I also have to ask you this question. Do you think, what are some of the options that the government has? Do you think that the government still can have dialogue with organizations like the ASU, which is at the forefront of this agitation against Citizenship Amendment Act? Do you think the door for negotiation is still open?
Repealing of Ka is not negotiable. The Ka must go. Because the last time when the Honorable Home Minister had invited us, we had a meeting and next day they had passed in the cabinet. So they should prepare their mindset. Because they should realize the sentiments and they should realize the resentment and agony in the minds of the people of Assam and Northeast. Last time we had a meeting, and after the meeting next day, within 10-12 hours, they had passed it in the cabinet. So, the government of India should change their mindset.
All right, but you are saying that the breaking news now at this point, Dr. Samujal Bhattacharjee, ASU Chief Advisor, saying that there can be no dialogue on the Citizenship Amendment Act. It has to be repealed. That's what he's saying. But other than CAA, on other issues like inner line system and others, do you think that you can still talk with the government? Is there any scope left? What do you say?
The talks are, it's a hypothetical thing. See, you are giving a breaking news. I'm not giving you any breaking news. See, we are democratic movement. We were invited for talks. And next day they have passed in the cabinet. You see their mindset. The breaking news is very clear that the Honorable Prime Minister and Home Minister, they should change their mindset. They must not impose this Ka forcefully on us. That is the breaking news.
All right. So apart from that, your agitation, what is your next plan of agitation? Do you have anything in mind? Have you chalked out? This is my final question to you.
Yesterday we had declared, see, there will be non-violent, continuous discipline movement against Ka, number one. Number two, today and tomorrow, we have meetings throughout the state and the whole month there will be meetings. Tomorrow, the artist forum, the artists of our state will have a musical protest in Sanmari Field. The Zubin Garg, he had announced yesterday. So we'll participate in that musical protest. And we have declared that to carry this movement in a disciplined, non-violent way, we have suspended the night agitation for 7 days. That is temporarily we have suspended night agitation for 7 days.
Absolutely.
To streamline the movement,
right,
so that the movement can run in a non-violent way.
Right.
On 3 days, that is 16, 17, 18, there will be satyagraha, peaceful satyagraha throughout the state.
Okay. Dr. Samujal Bhattacharjee, thank you very much for speaking to me on Northeast Tonight. Thank you very much. Now, I will go to you, Tabam Dai, and coming to my studio in just exactly 2 minutes. I am also joined on the phone line live by Mr. Palas Changmai, who is the General Secretary of the Ahom Jatiyatawadi Yuva Chhatra Parishad. Mr. Palas Changmai, you have launched a massive agitation today. Ki kobo?
Dada, ami অসম জাতীয়তাবাদী যুৱ ছাত্ৰ পৰিষদৰ আমাৰ স্থিতি খুব স্পষ্ট যে আমি পূৰ্বেও এই বিধেয়কখন যেটা বিধেয়ক হৈ আছিল তেতিয়াও আমি বিৰোধিতা কৰিছিলো আৰু এতিয়া সংশোধিত আইনখনো অসম জাতীয়তাবাদী যুৱ ছাত্ৰ পৰিষদে পূৰ্ণভাৱে বিৰোধিতা কৰিব আমি ন্যায় যুঁজত বিৰোধিতা কৰিম আৰু গণতান্ত্ৰিকভাৱে আমি বিৰোধিতা কৰিম আৰু সেইবাবে আমি অসম জাতীয়তাবাদী যুৱ ছাত্ৰ পৰিষদে আজিও এখন সংবাদমেল পাতি আমি আমাৰ আন্দোলনৰ কাৰ্যসূচী ঘোষণা কৰিছো যে 16 আৰু 17 তাৰিখে 36 ঘণ্টীয়া অনশন কাৰ্যসূচী সমগ্ৰ ৰাজ্যজুৰি হ'ব 18 তাৰিখৰ পৰা এই যিখন সংগ্ৰাম এই সংগ্ৰামখন আমি গাঁৱলৈকে লৈ যাম গাঁৱে গাঁৱে চুবুৰীয়া গাঁও হ'ব
পলাশ চাংমাই ডাঙৰীয়া, পলাশ চাংমাই আপুনি ইতিমধ্যে কৈছে যে গণতান্ত্ৰিক আন্দোলন আপোনালোকে আগুৱাই লৈ যাব, কিন্তু মোৰ প্ৰশ্নটো হ'ল আছুৰ নিচিনাকে আছুৱে ইতিমধ্যে সুপ্ৰিম কোৰ্টত এখন ৰিট পিটিশ্যন দাখিল কৰিছে চেলেঞ্জিং দ্য চিটিজেনশ্বিপ এমেণ্ডমেণ্ট এক্ট। অসম জাতীয়তাবাদী যুৱ ছাত্ৰ পৰিষদৰ তেনেকুৱা কিবা পৰিকল্পনা আছে নেকি?
পৰিকল্পনা ইতিমধ্যে আমাৰ সিদ্ধান্ত চূড়ান্ত হৈছে। অহা সোমবাৰে আমি দেশৰ উচ্চতম ন্যায়ালয়ত এখন আবেদন কৰিম। ন্যায় যিখন যুঁজ, সেই যুঁজতো আমি অৱতীৰ্ণ হ'ম। দেশৰ সৰ্বোচ্চ ন্যায়ালয়ত আমি ইতিমধ্যে আবেদন কৰিবৰ কাৰণে আমি যাৱতীয় প্ৰস্তুতি চূড়ান্ত কৰিছোঁ, আৰু আমাৰ আবেদন সোমবাৰে দেশৰ উচ্চতম ন্যায়ালয়ত কৰা হ'ব। সেই সিদ্ধান্ত আমি ইতিমধ্যে গ্ৰহণ কৰিছোঁ। আৰু লগে লগে
Hi, this is the story. AJYCP has also decided to move the Supreme Court against the Citizenship Amendment Act. In fact, Palash Changma, the General Secretary of AJYCP, has just disclosed on the program that AJYCP is moving the Supreme Court of India on Monday. Kintu Palash Changma Dangaria, mur hekhor proshnoto apunaloi, mur hekh proshnoto hoise, joa dudinot, joa pray dudin tin dinor agote jikhini hinkhatmok ghotona Guwahati sohor ba anan thait hol, apuni ki kobo aru titiyo shokti jitu eta ulai ase etia sarkare hoyto tak eta investigation koribo, apunar ki motamot কোন জড়িত আছিলে এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ হিংসাত্মক ঘটনাত?
গোটেই কথাখিনি এনেধৰণৰ, আমি অসম জাতীয়তাবাদী যুৱ ছাত্ৰ পৰিষদে আমি গণতান্ত্ৰিক আন্দোলনৰ বিশ্বাসী আমি সংগঠন, কেতিয়াও আমি হিংসাত্মক কাৰ্যকলাপক আমি সমৰ্থন নকৰোঁ। অহিংসাৰ নীতিৰে গণতান্ত্ৰিকভাৱে নিশ্চিতভাৱে সকলোবিলাক আন্দোলন কৰিব লাগিব, আৰু হিংসাত্মক যি কাৰ্যকলাপ কৰিলে সেই হিংসাত্মক কাৰ্যকলাপ কেতিয়াও আমি সমৰ্থন নকৰোঁ। সেই কথাটো আমি স্পষ্ট।
আপুনি তৃতীয় কোনোবা এটা বেলেগ শক্তি জড়িত আছিলে নেকি?
তৃতীয় শক্তিয়ে হওক বা চতুৰ্থ শক্তিয়ে হওক, সেইখিনি বিচাৰি উলিওৱাৰ দায়িত্ব চৰকাৰৰ আছে, কিন্তু এটা চৰকাৰে দমন নীতি অৱলম্বন কৰাটো আমি ইতিমধ্যে কামনা নকৰোঁ। আজি বিজেপিৰ সভাপতি ৰঞ্জিত দাস ডাঙৰীয়াই যি বক্তব্য প্ৰদান কৰিছে, সেই বক্তব্যও অনুচিত। যে তেওঁ কৈছে যে কণিয়লা বা মানে শাক বেপাৰী বা ফুটপাথৰ পদপথৰ বেপাৰীহে এই আন্দোলনটোত জড়িত আছিল, তেনেধৰণে তুচ্ছ তাচ্ছিল্য কৰাটো কিন্তু অনুচিত।
ঠিক আছে, yes, absolutely. পলাশ চাংমাই ধন্যবাদ জনাইছোঁ আপোনাক। I will now go to, before coming to my studio, Tabam Dai, General Secretary of the All Arunachal Pradesh Students Union. Tabam, there is a move to bring the entire Northeast under the inner line system. There is a long legal battle on the cards. Is Arunachal Pradesh Students Union also likely to join the legal battle? Of course, Union Home Minister Amit Shah has made it very clear that states under the inner line system have absolutely nothing to worry about. There will be no impact of the cap in those states, including your state, that is Arunachal Pradesh.
You see, we are already on board. We are in the chorus with the Northeast Student Organization. As Samujal Dada has spoken earlier, that the NESO has demanded for ILP in the entire Northeastern region. We are on that, as a component organizations of NESO, we are on that front. So there is no ambiguity on the stand of APSU on that. We have been demanding, though Arunachal has been exempted from the purview of the CAPE, which is an act now, we have in one entity under the banner of NESO is demanding that the whole of if the CAPE is to be brought at all, at least the whole of Northeast should be exempted.
Okay, hold on. I will soon be joined by Mr. Tarun Gogoi. But before that, Professor Rajiv Hendik, and first I'm going to you, Mr. Kripchalia. Basically, do you think CAB is going to be a key election issue? The BJP is saying that, CAB is not going to impact the normal people. It is a step to give citizenship to people who have come to India under distress, minorities from the neighboring countries. But, and in 2019 elections, the BJP won 9 seats despite CAB protest. But do you think it is going to be a key election issue, or do you think the political class is looking more worried how to use or oppose or use this whole issue to make political capital in the coming elections? Very quickly.
See, well, I don't know what BJP is thinking as of now. But the point is, my impression is they had no thinking at all. They could not anticipate anything. I think this was a big bumbling by them. I'll tell you why. Wasbir, just think that for the first time in Assam, 2 prime ministers are holding an international summit. A few days before that, they pass a bill which has created massive uprising, and antagonistic.
I'm coming to you. In short, you were saying that BJP could not anticipate the impact that it is going to create in Assam and Northeastern region.
Somebody must have given them wrong information. They were wrongly informed.
Due to which a summit-level meeting had to be deferred. I'm coming back to you once again. I'm now joined by Mr. Tarun Gogoi, veteran Congress leader, former Chief Minister of Assam. Mr. Tarun Gogoi, once again, welcome. You have also moved the Supreme Court in your individual capacity, challenging the Citizenship Amendment Act, and your lawyer, we understand, is Mr. P. Chidambaram.
Yeah, this is a fact also. I'm going to fight for it because it is against the Constitution, against our basic structure also. Besides also, it will very badly affected, particularly the state of Assam and the Northeast. Our culture, our language, our heritage, everything will be at stakes. So definitely people will fight for it. And earlier, there was a big agitation to drive out the foreigners. Now this bill, they're inviting, they're laying the red carpet for the foreigners. Only difference is they have to be Hindus or the Christians and others. So this is discriminatory. So definitely, not only will fight in the courts, legal courts, we are going to fight in the people's court also.
Okay. Mr. Gogoi, do you think, now they are saying some of the states, leaders of some of the states in this country are making statements that, okay, our state governments will not implement the Citizenship Amendment Act. But you had been Chief Minister for 15 years. This kind of a central act, do you think, in a unitary system, do you think a central act a state cannot implement? Is it possible for a state not to implement?
See, the center should also understand the sentiment of the people of Assam. What is India? India is a consisting of the states. If the majority of the states, they are against it, they should listen to it. It is not a, dictatorial states. You see? So according to me, yes, definitely central role has to be. But at the same time, central must understand.
Yeah, but every state government,
don't ignore. You see, that's why also you have to take the state into confidence also. Otherwise, you see, definitely the state will not implement with all sincerity. You see, and you need the state machinery also. Without state machinery, how could you implement all this state, whatever the law passed by the center? I do know that central law has to be implemented, no doubt. But if the center is not interested, then center will definitely, will not implement it properly.
Okay, now my last question, my final question to you. You have been the head of a state for 15 years. My question, what, according to you, this is not a Congress BJP question. According to you, what are the options before the government now?
You see, government, they can also postpone for implementation of, then they can review the whole thing, taking in the outburst. Today, outburst is not only in the Northeast, even not only in the country, in abroad also. Not only about the Indians, even the Americans also, America is the Congress also. They also have passed a strict, they want that the Home Minister should be sanctioned because of the discriminatory law. So also human rights. So then, you will see in the other parts of the country, or the countries in the world also, there will be such resolution or such impression also will go. India is a country which discriminates people. It is you don't have a respect, or you don't consider the minority equally. Today also in India, I have seen all the, particularly the Muslims, minorities, every part of the country, they have expressed their resentment. They are not the second-class citizens. The impression has been given by the Home Minister as if they are living here at their mercy. No, they are living at their own.
Okay.
They are the Indian citizen. They have equal right.
Absolutely, Mr. Tarun Gogoi. Thank you very much for joining me on Northeast Tonight. Professor Rajiv Hendik, I mean, do you think, as Mr. Kirip Chalia has said, that government just failed to gauge the mood of the people, because otherwise they would not have perhaps taken up this initiative to pass or move the bill in Parliament just few days before a highly publicized summit meeting between the Indian Prime Minister and his Japanese counterpart Shinzo Abe?
I think this also reflects their insensitivity to the people. It reflects their arrogance, actually. They thought maybe they will, just as they have bulldozed so many things in the past, they thought that they will get away with this time as well. And you see the type of, the way that they have been passing on these legislations for the last, since they came to power now, it's almost a year now, it's more than half a year, what they have done. Article 370, now cab has become car, and see the state of economy.
That is fine.
I think the blunders, they are trying to hide the blunders. And let me also tell you, I am really very concerned about the type of debate that is going on in the Parliament, and especially from the BJP side, the type of lies that they have been. I didn't see it earlier, actually.
No, my point is very simple, Rajiv Hendik. You're saying that, 370, you're saying that now the Citizenship Amendment Act, but at the end of the day, if it passes the test of the courts, highest court in this country, then who are we to complain?
The point is, this Parliament or the judiciary, which is going to decide upon a lot of petitions which are being filed now, we must understand one thing. They are all actually a result of a constitution, and a constitution which we, the people of the country, have actually given to ourselves and we have adopted. And it is the Constituent Assembly where we all agreed to have a country where all of us will live together, we will have equality, we will not have discrimination. That was the country that we thought of. Now, going back, they are taking us to an age with their two-nation theory, which they have been professing all along, and people who never participated in the freedom struggle, now they come back, and just by the mere fact of having a majority in the Parliament, you cannot break the Constitution.
I'm coming to you, Burhan, but Mr. Kirip Chalia, outside the Northeast, people are questioning the Citizenship Amendment Bill only on the ground of religion. They say, oh, how can citizenship be granted on the basis of religion? Even if you look at the television channels beaming from Bombay and Delhi, you see that the debates there, the argument, the general discourse, the narrative is that, oh, this is a Hindu-Muslim issue. How can a religion be conferred on the basis of religion? But if you look at the Northeast, this is not the question that is asked. The question is, oh, this is going to impact on the indigenous people of the northeastern region. We are going to have the demographic change. I mean, so here it's almost an ethno-national issue, whereas in the central, elsewhere it has become a religious issue. How do you look at this difference?
See, this huge gap between the so-called mainland psycho and the problems, actual problems of the
Answer my question directly.
I'm answering directly. This gap between the psychology and understanding of Northeast with the so-called mainland Hindi heartland has been there right from beginning. And I have been consistently saying it, that the reconciliation, the approach to be nationalistic, to join the national cause and to take the national cause as regional cause,
absolutely,
in that it is the northeastern people who can show the path to the rest of the country. See, you are asking me why it is not being taken as a communal course. In Assam,
no, I'm not saying communal, I'm saying Hindu-Muslim.
That divide between Hindus and Muslims. That has never been there in Northeast. In Northeast, everybody lives together.
Okay.
There is no casteism in Northeast.
Okay. We are slightly
deviating. That is why. No, I'll just tell you.
We are deviating.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you about the ethnic insecurity. Don't forget, this is a border state. The entire thrust of the influx is mainly borne by the Northeast. and Kashmir or the border state, not by Madhya Pradesh, not by Tamil Nadu.
Let me take this to Professor Nabakumar. I'll have to go for a break immediately after this. Professor Nabakumar, the same question goes to you. Outside the Northeast, people are saying, oh, this is how can religion be brought into the issue of granting or not granting citizenship? Whereas in the Northeast, nobody is talking about religion. People are saying that, oh, this Citizenship Amendment Bill, it will affect the indigenous people, it will affect the interest of the indigenous people, there can be demographic imbalance. How do you look at these two things?
Okay. It is very right question. When we dissect this CAB, we have come to know that there will be two important main points to be discussed. One is it does not bring justice to all the citizens, irrespective of their religion. Yes, that is one point. Another point is that when this act is fully working, then people living in the Northeast India will become minority in their own state. So regarding this point, people of Northeast India are more concerned with the second question. For example, I have already mentioned about the population invasion. Before this Citizenship Amendment Act, population invasion was there. But now, in the mind of the Northeast people, there is a fear that after this act, there will be legal population transferred from different parts of the country to the northeastern region, which is generally regarded as the green pasture for the workers and for the different people are seeking their livelihood. In this case, then, for example, in Tripura, in Manipur, in Assam, or in anywhere, so ILP has been extended to Manipur also.
Right.
Okay, in my opinion.
But will is ILP, do you think, Professor, do you think ILP will be able to, protect the interest of the people? Is ILP enough?
No. My point is this. Yes, ILP may be treated as a kind of symptomatic treatment. Now in Manipur, the movement is a bit less, because people feel that because of this ILP, there will not be much impact on the people of of Manipur. But in my opinion, what I feel is that this ILP is a symptomatic treatment. It is not a long-term treatment.
Okay,
So
ILP not symptomatic treatment,
ILP, yes,
not a
that is
long-term
what we apply
treatment.
there.
That is what Professor Nabakumar of Manipur University is saying. We'll go for a short break, viewers, but don't go away. I'll be right back in this very engaging discussion on the CAB and its fallout. Welcome back. Tabomdai, we are all in the northeastern region. Organizations like you are saying that it will lead to a demographic invasion. It will alter the demography. But people outside the northeast are not talking about demography at all. They're saying that how can religion be a criteria for granting citizenship? This is basically the argument of people outside the northeast. Whereas in the northeast, nobody is bringing the religion issue. People are only talking about this impact on ethnicity. Now, what do you have to say, sitting in Itanagar?
Exactly, Wasbir. What you are saying is the exact narrative of our stand. Because the people from outside the Northeast, they don't exactly know about what is our inherent fear about the Citizenship Amendment now that has become the act.
Yeah.
Our is not about the religion. For us, illegal means illegal. Whether it be a Muslim, whether it be a Hindu, for us, an illegals mean illegal. And we don't want to be a dumping ground. Northeast should not be the dumping ground for any more this kind of illegal this one. So the narratives that's coming in the mainland that it's only about religion. Ours is about the demography, it's about indigenous right, it's about land, our culture, it's all about our linguistic.
Okay. Now, Burhan, as a lawyer, I want to ask you, the central government is saying that there is too much of unnecessary ruckus created over the Citizenship Amendment Act. As far as Assam is concerned, the government leaders have come out with a figure that only 6 lakh plus people we might get citizenship because of this new act. So there is nothing much to worry. It is basically people are trying to unnecessarily create fear. My question to you, government is also saying that don't worry. The moment the Assam Accord is implemented in letter and spirit, the moment the clause 6 is implemented, the people of Assam will have enough safeguards, and therefore there is no need to worry about anything at all. What do you say about this particular argument, which the government thinks is a very solid and logical argument?
So on this, 2-3 things are involved. First of all, as far as this clause number 6 is concerned, that is as per the Assam Accord. Why that clause number 6 was given? That is specifically because of the reason that since 1951, between 1951 and 71, Assam has taken a burden. So against that burden, they have given certain reservations or certain things to the Assam, people of Assam. Now from 71 to 2014, what they have given? Nothing. So it is something like they have already given it for 51 and 71, not from 71 and 2014. That has to be understood first. Secondly, one very important aspect that all of us probably are missing out is that there is a specific report. In fact, there is a specific apprehension made by a joint director level officer of RAW, that is Research and Analysis Wing. What they have said to the joint parliamentary committee is that they are apprehensive that because if this bill is passed, there is a great possibility that many organizations like, for example, ISI and many other organizations, they may use the dummies to infiltrate India and totally destroy because they might be recruited tomorrow in civil and sensitive civil and military posts. You can just imagine what will happen.
So you are bringing in a security angle.
Yes, it's a national security issue now. It's a national security issue.
Now, Rajiv Hendik, what do you have to say? Is it also a national security issue? Is it as simple as that? We are not a banana republic. We have a very strong machinery. We have got a very strong mechanism to come up with checks and balances to see who is who, to find out who is who and what the intentions are.
I don't know whether we have really a very strong machinery to do that, but I must bring here to this debate one very important thing that the Home Minister has been saying time and time again that this is not going to harm Northeast and they are actually taking care of us and that it is actually meant for the entire India. But let me tell you, there has been no change in demography of non-Muslim people in Pakistan for the last, for the years they have been independent. The reality is the 23% that the Home Minister stated was for the whole of Pakistan, which at that point of time included both East and West Pakistan. In West Pakistan, it has been hovering in and around 3.5% all throughout. From 1951 census till the 2011 census, it has been hovering around 3.5%. But if you come to the Bangladesh census, you will see that there has been a gradual decline of the population and especially of the minorities. It's the Hindus whose population
So what are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is that, but let me tell you one thing, this is not because of persecution. This is also because of, their migration is a universal phenomena. Wherever you find greener pastures, people move in. And a situation where we have a very long border with Bangladesh and it is not manned. And people can come and go. And that is the reason. It's not because of persecution alone. Because we must remember one thing, there were many people who chose to stay in Bangladesh for a very long period of time. And then when India developed, they started to come to India, and just because there was no problem at all, you just cross over the border, you come here, you mingle with the population, and then you stay here as long as you can. The problem is this huge, change in this demographics. I think it has affected not only Northeast, it has also affected West Bengal, and this is where politics is coming in. And the politics of division, politics of appropriating votes and winning elections is coming in.
So, Kirip Chalia,
and we have the Chief Minister of Tripura as an example.
Now, if we completely dismiss the legal arguments, if we completely dismiss what everyone else is saying, if we only stick to what the BJP leaders are saying, okay, we have got suppose there are persecuted Hindus in our neighborhood, or persecuted Sikhs, or persecuted Parsis, or Buddhists, or Christians, where will they turn to? Where will they seek refuge if they don't seek refuge in India? Isn't it a simple question?
Why should they not? Why should they turn only to Assam and Northeast? Why not to Madhya Pradesh?
Who is
Why
saying
not
that?
To Tamil Nadu?
Nobody is.
No, you can't bully us.
Nobody is bullying you. Nobody is bullying you.
CAB is nothing but was a calculated attempt to bully the Assam and Northeast. And CAA, I can say with confidence that CAA is a crime against Assam. It is a curse and criminal act against assault on Assam.
That's fine.
Why?
But the point is,
because of this kind of
Union Home Minister has repeatedly said that Citizenship Amendment Act is a countrywide.
Countrywide home ministers.
Nobody has come up with.
A national commitment was given through an accord. Nothing has been done.
No.
This Prime Minister comes to election meetings openly says that will expel all foreigners.
No, please
then
don't.
load us with more foreigners.
Please don't get excited. My question is very simple.
Whole of Assam is under excitement.
Please.
3 young kids lost their life, 15 years, 16 years. Their dead bodies are just now being buried.
We all condemn any kind of violence.
Openly Guwahati bullets are being fired. Innocent young children are being
Come to my question. We have already condemned. Everyone is condemning that.
Has the government condemned?
Can accept.
Has the government condemned?
Nobody
has. Have they apologized?
That is up to the government. I am not the government spokesman.
I'm going to the people.
My question is simple. You are saying that you are giving an impression that this Citizenship Amendment Act is only applicable in Assam and the Northeast.
It is meant only for Assam.
No, but how can you say that? Burhan, what is the real position?
I'll tell you how. These so-called protections for immigration, for the victims of political persecution, Burhan will bear me out.
No.
These protections were already given in 1949.
No. Let us be.
Debate in the Constitutional Assembly.
Let us be.
Follow this debate in the Constitutional Assembly on the problems of immigrants.
Kirip Salia, we have to talk on facts.
I am talking on facts.
Has
there been a constitutional
we have to talk on
discussion or not?
This is the citizenship.
Had there been a constitutional discussion on citizens?
Give me 10 seconds. This is the Citizenship Amendment Act. This is the Gazette notification. Nowhere it says that this is applicable only in Assam and the Northeastern region. Burhan, what is the position?
No, that's right. It's a pan-Indian amendment legislation. But what I would like to say is something.
No, 1 second, Burhan. Why, if it is not for Northeast, why the exemptions in certain places in Northeast?
No, but
why not whole of Northeast?
No, but it is also a fact that impact, as far as the impact is concerned, in all practicality, it will affect the Northeast because the border. We are a bordering state. And of course, the whole Northeast is a very fragile location-wise, it's a very fragile state. So therefore, I would say that in all practicality, it will impact us. But one more thing that I would like to point out here, as far as this bill is concerned, what the government has done is that for a particular bill, there has to be a quantifiable data. There is a specific question which was raised by Mr. Ripun Bora in Rajya Sabha in 2017, that government and asked the government, do we have the data? How many people are prosecuted in those 3 countries? What is the answer of the government? Government said that no data. Without the quantifiable data, they cannot build. This particular amendment. This is not permissible.
This is just a trickery to win.
Okay, Professor Nabakumar, do you have a counter view? Professor Nabakumar in Imphal.
Yes. So I can't hear your question.
No, my question is, what are your final comments?
Hello.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, Professor Nabakumar, I think we have got it. Okay, have you heard what our panelists have said? Our panelists are saying that Northeast is the only region that is going to be impacted by the Citizenship Amendment Act. The rest of India is not going to suffer. This is the argument. Do you agree to this, or do you have another view?
Yes, regarding this matter, my point is this. when we discuss this matter, there will be two narratives. One is the regional or local specific narrative, and another one is the national level narrative. So from the national specific or national center narrative, yes, it may be true, Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister's statement may be true. But what I feel at the moment is that one size does not fit all. What is good for the whole of the nation may not be good for a particular state. Therefore, it is very much necessary to take the sentiment, then the difficulties to be faced by the specific states when this act has been fully worked. So this is the problem. So local narrative may be very much different, or
so one size
from the national level narrative. So
one size does not
fit all. One size does not fit all.
Okay, that's an interesting way of
So what is fit for the whole country may not be fit for our state. This is the thing.
Yes.
So
Mr. Tabomdai, some of the organizations, including student organization leaders, are saying that if Citizenship Amendment Bill is not good for states under ILP, why is it good for Assam?
Exactly, Wasbir. That's the pertinent question now. When for if the Citizenship Amendment Act now is bad for some part of the state and it's good for some part, it's very questionable, this one. So our demand is consistent under the banner of our apex student organization, NESO, that if at all CAB has to remain, it has to be in totality exempted from the purview of the entire Northeast. That's why NESO from time to time has been demanding, have sent so many representation to the central government also about the constitutional, about our linguistic, about our cultural rights. So you see, but today the central government has very cunningly divided the entire Northeast in some states have been exempted, while others have to face the brunt of this one. And regarding I was listening to the earlier discussion about the. I was listening about this one earlier discussion regarding this one. You see, Northeast will be mostly impacted by the 90%. Northeast will be impacted by this Citizenship Amendment Act in compared to the other part of the country.
Okay, thank you. Final comments, Mr. Kripchalia.
See, CAB has already created divisions between Muslims and Hindus in Assam. CAB has led to misunderstanding and very sharp contradictions between the Bengali Hindus and Assamese people who have mingled, who have brought up a unified kind of approach for last so many years. CAB is now, and all these, the other steps that BJP is going to take, it will be like entering into the Pandora's box. They will be nowhere, they have no vision, and they are going to create chaos here in Assam and Northeast. They are going to divide the people of Assam. Their only intention to earn vote may cost Assam very dearly, and we do not know how to find a solution out of it. I think the only solution is a political approach, a political solution to teach BJP a lesson from Assam and Northeast.
That is up to the people. We are no one to say teach or not teach. It is up to the people. People are king in a democracy and electoral system. Rajiv Hendik, what are your final words? Do you think in the next 1 year, because we'll be entering into an election year very soon, 2021 is the elections in Assam, do you think this discourse, CAB, people talking in favor of the Citizenship Amendment Act and those opposed to it, legal battle, do you think this will be the general discourse in Assam? What do you predict?
I don't know, and I don't want to predict that way, but my point is, this is actually the NTCAA movement, which is now on, is actually for the soul of India, for the soul of our identities, like even Assamese or Bengali. These are all, inclusive identity. We talk of Sankar Azan together. We have been living here, Syed Abdul Malik, Tafajjul Ali, so many people have, contributed, as did Hemanga Biswas or, Pulak Banerjee's song. How can we, this is a very, very inclusive society. And
Bhupen Hazarika sang
and they are trying to divide it, and I think this is also, it is also, you know, as has been said in the Tale of Two Cities, in the very beginning, this is the best of time, this is the worst of time. This is also the time to actually cogitate and look upon those who is trying to attack the very soul of the people, because I think this is very anti-national as well, because it is anti-Indian also.
Best of time, worst of time. We cannot call it anti-Indian, because at the end of the day, this has been passed by our parliament.
Yeah, that's
our
true.
Parliament are elected by the people. We cannot say that they are not somebody.
Many such,
I mean to
I
mean to say, when I let me clarify. When I said anti-Indian, I mean to say the ethos of Indian. The ethos of Indianness, which has been inclusivity.
It is unconstitutional. It is unconstitutional.
We have to wait. There are a lot of legal cases in the Supreme Court. At the end of the day, Supreme Court is supreme as far as these decisions are concerned. Final word from you, Syed Burhanur Rahman.
Yes, I guess that this is a piece of colorable legislation, what they could not do it directly, because now why you have asked this question just about minutes back regarding the impact of Assam. I would like to end it with this, because this NRC process was going on. Now you know about 19 lakh people are left out, and they are specifically targeting those non-Muslim people who are left out to include them for the ensuing 2021 elections, so that they get the vote. It's a clear-cut vote bank politics which is going on. Nothing more, nothing less. It's very simple that way. If you see it in a linear manner, then it's like a vote bank policy and nothing more. And what I would like to say that, of course, we are expecting that Supreme Court will definitely intervene. We are on this process. I hope the Supreme Court will intervene and probably a stay may be granted. If not stay, absolutely notice will be granted.
Absolutely. My final take is that we'll have to wait and watch what will be the outcome of the Supreme Court. The cases are going to take some time. We'll have to wait for the verdict of the Supreme Court on this case, and whether it stands the legal scrutiny or not. In the meantime, there are protests, but our only appeal from me personally as well as from Northeast Life is that all this democracy from all of us in the panel is that the protests have to be democratic, and there is no place for violence in any kind of a democratic
and let the government be little
Absolutely. On that note, I end this very engaging discussion on Northeast Tonight, the cab fallout. Good night and goodbye.
Northeast Tonight, brought to you by Oil India Limited, conquering newer horizons.